Hey guys, welcome along to our fitness session. We are working for 30 exercises today after our warm-up, so we'll warm up first. 30 exercises on, 40 seconds, simple session, 40 seconds on and 20 seconds rest. In that 20 seconds rest, you can keep moving, you can stretch, you can do whatever you need to. And I will do some stretches with you, but if you want to choose some, you can as well. 2 sets of dumbbells. I have 3 kgs and I have 1.5 kgs, neither majorly big, but maybe the 3 kgs I might use for my legs. The 1.5 kg then I might use for my arms depending on the exercises. 3 kg in each arm when we're working a little bit faster can be quite tiresome, especially for 40 seconds. I have my station. Use it for some of the tougher exercises. We're going to use it for the warm-up. So I'm going to get things out of the way. I'm going to keep my dumbbells to the corners, out in front, so they're not too far away if I need them. So let's start warming up. We're going to start off using our bench. Now you don't need to use your bench. At any stage you can use your mat, whatever, and we will have a little bit of mat work as well. We will be down on the floor, so be prepared for that. Have your mat, have your station ready. So with the station, we are going to go with burpees to start off with, but it's a nice easy pace, a nice easy burpee. So with that station, step close to it. You little squat down, your hands touch, you step back. We are in a little plank position and we're stepping forward. So this is our little bit of a warm-up. Mini squat position, hands touch. Then this could be a chair. If you're using a chair to get it against the wall a little bit more. Nice and easy. This will be your easier burpee when you're doing it. If you're doing a press up, then you can do it on the station. And of course you can do it on the mat, but that can cause more, a little bit tighter in the hips. If you are tighter in the hips, make sure you're leading with a different leg each time. Start with the left, bring the right back forward. Next time start with the right. And if you can, let's bring it into a little bit of a jump back and forward. Doesn't need to be a big one. Little jump, little front. Diving into that plank position. Little bit of strength into the shoulders as we get moving. And each time you stand up, let's do 5 jumping jacks. 1, and we're going to cycle between squat and those 5 jumping jacks. Squat. How deep you go in your squat all depends on your strength. Remember, deeper positions will cause more pressure. If the body's able for it, brilliant. If it's not, don't go as deep. And stay on your feet and twist gently. Little mobility into the spine. Let's stretch the hand gently across. Little punch if you want. We're still getting that upper back twisting. Little bend in the knees. If mobility is good, get a little bit further back, but the further you go, the more chance of twisting that spine into position it's not used to. So if you're not used to twisting your spine like this, move slower and move less. And from there, we're going to start bringing the legs into it. So, opposite arm, opposite leg. Cross, nice and gentle. Just a little twist. Well, let's pick that pace up a little bit without as much twist. Switch. Just a little switch from one side to the other. And both arms can move, might be easier in their balance. Jumping jacks. Let's go high with the arms, pick up the pace a little bit more. Jacks, seal jacks is your easier option. And easier, but actually good for the shoulders in that position. Get that little bit of shoulder rotation. All positions will benefit the shoulders. And into a lunge. Open up the front of the hip and changing side to side. I'm going to spin sideways. Feel that stretch into the front of the hip. and get that push back. So important we warm up right, not just getting the heart rate up, opening up the joints. Bring in those arms, lift. And everybody's warm-up is different, or rather everybody's body reacts differently to the warm-up. If you're tighter in certain areas, then you might want to spend a little bit more time on that area. I will give a general, opening up the important areas, but if there's a certain area that you need to do with a little bit more last rep, like shoulders, little squat position, and get them moving around. So if you need to spend a little bit more time working on your shoulders, if there's a shoulder issue, then do reverse. And squatting again, one more time. Squat and push up. Squat, push up. A little bit of power into it to get things pumping a little bit before we get into our main set. Push up through those heels. Press the arms back to get those shoulders extended. Last one. And shake out those arms. A little stretch across the body. Do your couple of stretches. Bring the arm across. We won't have a huge amount of time to stretch in between each exercise. We'll do a little bit of stretching, we'll do a little bit of flexibility, maybe a little bit of mobility in between. Get a little quick drink of water on before we get moving. So into our main set, as I said, we are going with 40 seconds on and 20 seconds rest. First exercise will be nice and easy. It's going to be calf raise in 10. So as I said, you can use the dumbbells at any stage. I'm going to start without them. First couple of exercises, first exercise anyways, calf raise, let's go. And just working up and down. Try not to rest at the bottom with the heels. Good exercises to get the calf muscle working fully, because we don't go up onto our toes like this that often throughout the day, unless you really are jumping up off the ground or anything along those lines where you're really pushing off the toes. Just keep it nice and fast, and remember that you work at your own pace. Have a bit of music on in the background. I keep the music off so that you can listen to me. Throw on a little bit of a playlist for a little bit of a beat. Rest. Let's get the quads stretching while you rest. Technically, no rest, but a rest from the tougher exercise. Uppercut is next. I'm going to pick up a small set of dumbbells. Still early on in the class, in 5. So uppercut, little squat position. 1.5 kgs in my hands, and let's go up, 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 up. Notice the shift from side to side. Just keep working for those 40 seconds. Some of the exercises will be tough for those 40 seconds. It'll be hard to keep going. And be careful when you're working with those dumbbells. A little bit more speed, keep everything comfortable. Lift, lift, upper, upper, uppercut. A little bit of center and body moving as well, 5 seconds. Rest. Squat is next. While you're doing that, just get a little stretch into the hamstrings. We're going in 10. So you can get a set of dumbbells. I'm going to go with my 3 kg now for my legs. That's an extra 6 kg onto my body weight that I'm going to squat. Let's go. Not a huge amount, but it can be surprising over the course of the 40 seconds how much extra that adds to it. Lower back comfortable at all times. Go as deep as is comfortable. Less depth if you have to. So Generally with legs, they're a lot stronger, especially if you're used to doing legs a little bit more. They're bigger, stronger muscles, so they can take a little bit more work. Push up equally through the heels. Last one. Rest. It'll be lunge and press for the next one. Just get a little bit of rotation. And you don't even have to drop those dumbbells. Little rotation if you want. Because there's not a huge amount of time. In 5, I'm going with my 3 kg in each arm again, and it's pressing above the head. So, let's go. Lunge, press. Changing. If you want, you can always do 2 repetitions. And if above the head doesn't suit any shoulder issues, you can always do it below and just go with, just pull up. Do a different exercise. Always an option. If something doesn't suit, go with something different. Let's try and get another one in. And rest. Plank next. Get rid of the dumbbells if you have them. Use your platform if you want. Little stretch up and across if you want as well. In 5, I'm going onto the mat. Easier on your, the higher the arms are up, the easier it is. Straight arm press up, or not press up, apologies. Straight arm plank. Any issues in the wrist, you can drop. Now let's touch the foot out. If you want more dynamic and tougher work, if you're used to step 2 feet in and out, that's going to create a whole lot more work up along the body. Make sure the lower back is comfortable regardless. A lot more movement, a lot more dynamic movement to the exercise. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Rest. Hip flexor, open it up. You can stay down on the mat or you can do it in standing. And just like your lunge we did already, nice and gentle stretch the front of the hip. We're going into dips next. I'm going to use the bench, so it's handy to have one. Let's go. Straight legs if you can, and lift. So again, chair or whatever, just make sure your hands are supported, that they're not on the edge of the chair. Or bench, whichever you're working, so it doesn't move. And dips are tough, especially if you have straight leg position. Straighten those elbows each time. Try and get your shoulders back a little bit more. 5 more. And up we come. So actually, even for those dips, just get a little bit of movement up behind the head, reach between the shoulder blades. Even for those dips, higher platform means you can get yourself a little bit lower into your dip, so chair is handy. Wide squat, step wide, grab my dumbbells, and let's go. Keep the inner thighs comfortable. Wide squat can actually often be better in terms of for the hips and the back. A little bit less pressure opens them up, because you can get a little bit lower. You get a stretch into the inner thigh, opens them up without putting as much pressure on your spine. Again, keep it equal. On the feet, push up through those 2 heels, 5 seconds. Into jacks next, get rid of the dumbbells. Legs are starting to feel it a little bit. Jacks, so again, do your little bit of flexibility, a little bit of stretch, whatever you want. With our jacks, let's go with speed. 2, 1, let's go. So we've worked with a couple of different ways already today, and this class is a Really a full body workout, strengthening up in lots of different areas. We're not leaving much out. "15 seconds, let's go." And you can go at speed with some of the exercises if you want, like the squats. You can go at strength by using dumbbells, or speed by just working faster without dumbbells. Rest. We're down on the mat for the next couple of exercises. You can stay in standing, but really bring it down. We're going to crisscross. This is your option in standing. So abs, crisscross, bring it down, watch the heads, make sure dumbbells are out of the way, and let's cross the body. 2, 1, let's go. Now, easy. In this position, let's lift the legs if you can, and now cross. Make sure you're no pressure on your lower back. This one can catch the lower back because we're twisting. If it does, don't lower the leg to the ground. That will be tougher. Gentle upper back movement. It's not about twisting fast, it's about slow, controlled, and your lower back always staying on the mat. If it puts any strain on, you need to take the easier option. Go back with feet on the floor. Either way, make sure your back is not moving. 3 seconds. Rest. Turn over, and let's do some back extensions for the next one. Hands are here to help us lift initially. Now, if your lower back can't lift that high, that's fine. Just work nice and gently. This is our stretch, by the way. A little bit of mobility. Great exercise if you do a lot of sitting. Now, in 2, we're lifting without the arms. So, take the hands off, lift. Easier option. Legs are down. Tougher option, everything comes off. Not always good to go to tougher option, because less work actually will work your muscles a different way. So sometimes it's good to do the easier option as well. But we're working today a little bit more, so take the tougher. Everything lifting. If you're feeling the lower back, a bad pain, doesn't feel right, then the legs should stay down. If you're just feeling those lower back muscles, mid, upper, the spine working, 5 seconds. And gently rest. Turn over, and let's go back to our abdominals again. If you're staying in standing, you can go the same crisscross as we already did. If you're on the floor, drop the knee across. Let's get a little stretch before we get going. Hands are going to move back behind. So we're going to roll up, let's go, and just move your arms. That's all, simple. Now, if the neck comes under strain, you can support with one hand, just alternate. Now, lift the legs to make it tougher. Now, when the hands go back, the shoulders do not drop and touch the floor. Your shoulder blades are off the mat. That's where the strength will be. Just don't bring the arms back as far if you have to. Just go with less movement. And again, you have that option of staying and standing, but standing does not really work the abdominals a huge amount. Gravity won't help like it will here. 5 seconds. And again, we're back to our back extensions. Rest it down. Lie flat on your back and go to full stretch gently. My bench is in the way, so I'm going to slide my hands underneath. Lengthen the body gently. No pressure in the lower back. Shoulders are comfortable. If it's not, then bring them back down by your side. I'm in 5. So, spin over. This time, opposite arm, opposite leg lift. Go to full stretch and lift. I'm going to turn a little bit this way. More space. Again, we don't need much space, but I don't have much space where I am. So at full stretch, and you keep the shoulder comfortable. Opposite arm, opposite leg lift. Shoulders are a little bit off the floor, arms, hands on, and lift. Opposite, nice and controlled. Keep your hip bone on the ground. When you lift your hip off, when you lift your leg off, don't let the hip lift. That's important. And there's not a huge amount of movement in that. 2, 1, and gently rest. 20 seconds rest. Come onto your back again, and one more abdominals, one more back extension. So from there, we're going into our abdominals once more. We're just going with single leg stretch. So you lift the shoulders off,
You pull one knee towards you, lift the other leg off, and you get them moving. Pull, pull, pull. Lower your leg if your back is strong, and more importantly, if your back stays still. Shoulders curled off, single leg stretch. Legs are heavy, so when you stretch them away, the abdominals will work. Keep the breathing, not holding our breaths. If you are, then you can just drop the leg and just do one leg at a time. Legs on the ground is always your easier option. And that neck, if it comes under strain, just support with one hand. You can always switch every so often, 4 seconds. And rest. Pull the knees to the chest, just a quick stretch, rounding out the lower back. And we are going one last time into our back extensions. We're flipping over. And again, you can do it standing if the lower back is under any pressure, or just stay with lying flat and lifting your hands, using your hands gently. This time, lift, draw your elbows back. Whether your legs are off the ground or not, bring your elbows behind. Really great exercise. Imagine your two elbows are trying to touch off of each other as they draw back. That brings those shoulders right back, and it's a great exercise. Very important. And stretch the arms forward if you want, but stretching them will put more pressure on your back. When you go to full stretch out in front, it's going to put more pressure on, so make sure that back is comfortable. And be as high as is comfortable for your lower back. If you're too high and it's uncomfortable, drop it down a little bit. Bring it lower, it'll be easier. 3 seconds. We're back up on our feet. Let's sit back and get a little stretch in that position in our child pose before we come back up onto our feet. About halfway through, guys. Round about halfway through. Bring it up. Hop on the spot. So just hopping on the spot. We're starting off, keeping things central. Let's go. Now let's bring a little twist. Add a little side movement twist to that center of the body. And keep it nice and fast, 5 seconds, finish it off a little bit faster. Wide press up in 20. Open the window, a little bit of air in, which I forgot to do at the start. Smaller room, so wide press up. Hands are wide, you can do it on the knees, you can do it on your station, on your chair, although if you're in a chair, you may not be able to bring it as wide. So, bring it narrow. Lift off, let's go. Bring your chest as close to the floor as you can. And keep working. If you struggle, try not to rest. You drop your knees and you continue. Even if it means pausing in your almost that plank position at the top. Pausing at the bottom will be tougher. 10 more seconds. My arms are getting tired. Let's get as many as we can in to finish it off. Push up. It'll be legs after this too. Get another one in. Rest. Get a little bit of up and down with the arms. Stretch. Back behind. Open up the chest. We're going lunging. It's a dynamic lunge, so that means small if you need to. And we're switching as we go. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Let's go. That's a nice, easy, dynamic lunge. Now drop, lift. These are tough. The bigger the bounce, and you can stay with a normal lunge. If the joints aren't able for it, even with a normal lunge, once we're doing the dynamic exercises, guys, you can stay with just stepping back, reverse lunge or forward lunge. Even bring in the dumbbells. 10 seconds, 40 seconds for dynamic lunge is tough. A lot of power needed, and the recovery, rest, is a lot more. You need to stretch after it. Quite a good bit. Breathe. we're going to side plank in 10. So modify it to begin with. I want you to modify it. You can do it up on your station if you need to. 2, bottom knee is down, top knee is up. Now we're going to do this side first, then we'll switch around to the other side. But we're going to do modified first, easier, but lift that leg. Last 20 seconds we're doing full, stay with that if you need to. Let's lift. Full side plank. Keep the shoulder comfortable. Nice big breaths. Stretch the ceiling. Rest. Switch around. And of course, get your water on whenever you need it. So modified. Keep it a straight line. Don't have the knees in front. Top leg will lift. Let's go. Lift. Top leg lifts. The higher you lift your top leg, the more your bottom hip is going to work. So modified is actually quite a good exercise. It's a different way to work things. Mightn't be as tough, but we make it tougher by lifting that top leg. 2 seconds, we're going into full, straighten the legs. Have one leg on top of the other if you want. That's tougher. Top leg to the front will be easier. Stay modified. Easier again. Make sure your shoulder is comfortable. Keep working. 2, 1. Rest. Burpees next. Set yourself up. Nice big breaths. Again, get a little bit of movement into the shoulders if you want. Use your station if you want. Or get onto the mat and work fast. Let's go. Jump. Add that jump for a little bit more. Nice strong arms. Again, the station helps the hips and the back, so you don't have to go from one position to the other. If you're tight in the hips and back, that's your option. And you can step back if you want. Step forward and then back up. 10 seconds. Let's go. Come on, let's get another 5 in. 4, 3, 2, one more. Burpees are tough. Really get things working. Get your air into your body. All right, dumbbells. I'm going tougher. 3 kg in each arm. Gentle squat, up and down. Let's go. Just keep them moving. Have a little squat position. A little forward, lean, or you can stay upright, but that might be a little bit more awkward. I find a little lean forward, lift the elbows. And the more force you go with, the more pull and push you go, the more that center has to contract to keep yourself steady. So keep that area steady, strong. 10, 9, 8, faster with each count. 7, 6, lift the elbows. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Drop the dumbbells, give the arms a break. And a shoulder stretch if you want. Just a quick stretch. Gentle stretch or squat. I'm going to get rid of the dumbbells. No dumbbells for a squat. We're going to narrow squat and we're going to touch out in our squat. Let's go. Drop, touch, touch. Stay low. Drop the hips. Step. And for the last 5 seconds on this, we're going to hold our position. 5 seconds on each side, so the last 10 in total. In 3, 2, step the foot out. 1, drop your hip lower. 2, 1, quick switch. Whoa, watch the balance, watch the quick switch. Drop the hips, 2, 1, and push back up. Stay low on those squats, and we work. Punch across. Dumbbells, again, I'm going 3 kg in each arm. Little squat position, and it's across. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Center is braced. Keep it strong, 40 seconds, 3 kgs in each arm. That's tiring, so stay with a lower 1.5 kg if you have to. And that's where 2 sets of dumbbells comes in handy. If your arms are faltering, or your legs for that matter, anything is faltering, or just get rid of the dumbbells, drop lower, or just get rid. 5, 4, finish strong. 3, 2, 1. Drop the air, drop the dumbbells. Get the air in. This is where we have to keep breathing. We are going a little bit of flexibility. Downward dog position. If you want, you can use your station, and it's reach 1 and the other. Let's go. And this flexibility, even though there's a little bit of strength with it, shoulders have to work to keep yourself up. Stretch. Reach towards the heel, or maybe it's the toe. If flexibility is poor. And again, easier on flexibility and the back on the ledge. 10 more seconds. Keep working. 2, 1, rest. Even the legs have to work there to keep yourself into that straight leg position. We're going fast for the next one. It's working in a box, in a square. 10 fast, small fast, step, 10 fast. Shuffling all of the time, almost like an NFL player. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, step. These are great. Little agility work, speed, agility, quickness, SAQs, very important. Playing sport, we got kids who are playing sport, they need to work on these a lot. Well, depends on the sport obviously, but most sports, you will get benefit out of these. And it really gets those, because it's small and fast. Let's go, smaller, faster. Rest, really gets things working for us with a bit of speed. Big breaths. Dynamic jacks are next. Stay with a normal. I want you to bring a hop. It's how many hops is up to you. You can go 5, 3, 1. I'm gonna go with 3. And then you open up. 1, 2, let's go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going with 2. 1 is a lot tougher. That's hopping on the spot with a little deviation out to the side. Stay with me if you can. Side bending the knees, make sure they're strong. And again, keep moving. Make sure the joints feel right. If they don't, just go back to your normal. These dynamic exercises are tough. You need to choose wisely. 5 seconds. Finish. Rest. Last 2 exercises really get that heart pumping. We're nearly there, guys. Last couple of exercises. We are going circles each way. I'm going to go with lighter dumbbells for the next one because I know this is a tough. My arms are getting tired. Little squat position. 3 one way, 3 the other. Let's go. 3 around one way, 3 the other way. And with lighter dumbbells, you could go faster. So we might make it easier in one sense, strength-wise, but we make it tougher with speed. So we try and make up for it by going faster. Little movements. Lots of little movements, little squat position. And we're going with squats next, so don't go too deep into that squat. And rest. Get rid of those dumbbells. So, squats, and I want it to be dynamic. I want you to lift. So, little squat, little jump if you have to. Deep squat, little jump if you have to. Deep squat, big jump in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now my aim looking at the camera is to get my head out of the picture every time. That may not happen as after 20 seconds, that mightn't happen, but you're trying to power it up into that position. Or just stay with your squats, stay fast if the joints are under pressure. Now last 10, let's get them fast. Last 1, rest, breathe, get the air back. We're finishing more dynamic, guys. Flip the heels up behind, front and side arms. I'm gonna go with the big dumbbells. Bigger, front, side. Let's go. Keep them moving, try not to stop them at any stage. Try and work out to the side. My arms are tired. It was a bad choice to go for the bigger dumbbells, but we finish it out even at a slower pace. Muscles will work. When you're tired, you keep working. That's how you really get fitter. You really get results. Now, let's finish it. 5, 4, faster. 2, 1, rest. 1 left. And the joys of it being the last one, we're going with burpees. Body is tired now after the last dynamic. 5 seconds. Add a press up if you want. Let's go. And lift. Adding the press up adds a lot more to it. And again, you can step back if you want. 20 seconds, come on, this is where we get the fitness. This is where we're tired. We push more, we finish strong. Be glad you don't have to talk through it. 5 seconds, come on, 3 more. Let's go, even past 2, come on. And we're not stopping. Just because the timer has, we're finishing off. 1 more. Push, plank to finish. Hold, this is the tough part. Hold your plank. Your arms should be tired. They should be aching. Body should be tired. Elbows, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Breathe. A tough finish is always good. Because at the end of the session, sit back guys, get a stretch. I'm going to go through a couple of quick stretches, important ones. So trying to do them is what you want to do more often. At the end of the session, push the chest into the floor, stretching your spine, but stretching your chest, your shoulders, child pose. But I don't want you to sit too far back. This is done as more of a relaxation exercise. I don't want it done as a relaxation, I want you to stretch. If you sit back here, your knees bend a lot, fine, good, if you can do it, but slide forward and push your chest to the floor. And breathe. Open up the chest. Important after our press-ups, our last exercises. Important with our planks. Just important for mobility in the shoulder, for movement in that shoulder joint. Keep it comfortable on the shoulder at all times. Now, I'm going to go into a glute stretch. So what I want you to do is, this is a tricky one, and I'll give you an easier option standing, but really try and do it down here. So bring your foot across the body. Now make sure your knee is comfortable. Your knee is out in front, pointing forward. Doesn't have to be exact, but try not to have it going way across the body, or try not to have the foot going right underneath the butt. Try and have your foot going off to the side as well. So turn sideways here a little bit more. That's your position, and it will catch the knee, guys, and then you come down into it. If it does catch your knee, then I'm going to give you an easier option. So that's your stretch. Feeling your stretch in the glutes on the outside. That is such a good stretch, and it will alleviate a lot of issues. So you can use a wall, get your foot up on your knee, lean back against, and just bring it up into that position. Now you have an easier position. Just hold your leg and let your hip. Now if you can sink down a little bit too, if you can stand on one leg, lean against the wall, there's not too much weight in the leg. And just have the hip in that position. Get it used to that position. And change. If you're on the floor, switch this side, bring it up, and you can always put it on a platform, you can put it on a chair or whatever, but just keep it comfortable. And of course, down below, foot is off to the side at an angle, and you come down, you sink down into it. Keep the knee comfortable because it brings it into a knee bend. You can come down lower if you're used to it. Again, as I said, this stretch will alleviate a lot of hip problems, a lot of back problems actually as well, because of the muscles that it loosens out. So it's an important one. If you don't grasp it here today, then we need to grasp it. If so, contact me, let me know. I'm going to look at what you're doing wrong or how we're going to get you into positions. Bring it up, hip flexor, again important. It's about getting into the position for that last stretch. Not so much, it's awkward to get there, but once you find a stretch, you're good. So opening up the hip, front of the hip. Feel that stretch, lean gently back. And this is where we just relax in the stretch. These shouldn't be tough positions to hold. Use your hand on the wall. Don't be trying to keep your balance. Change. Let's get a stretch into the shoulders. We should have done that in the last stretch. Bring the arm across the body and pull across. And we'll switch the arm while we're holding that hip stretch. So pull the arm across the other side. And make sure you can feel that stretch whenever you're doing a stretch. Make sure you can feel it. So think back about the class. Any issues that you had, any problems that came up that you couldn't do an exercise, we need to find a way around those. Not burst through the exercise. We need to find a different way to move. Learn how to move properly and how to avoid hurting the body. And rest. Little stretch into the hamstrings to finish off, and we are done. So well done, guys. I hope you enjoyed that session. Again, you can work at your own pace. You don't have to push it into the same exercises that I do. I give options, which are important, because not every exercise suits everybody. One person's weakness can be another person's strength. One person can do a full burpee, they mightn't be able to do a full lunge. So it all depends on the person. It all depends on our issues. Generally we have lots of issues. Shake out the legs. Alright guys, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that session. Aim for maybe 2 of these sessions a week. Throw in some Pilates, throw in some flexibility as well, and the body will be feeling pretty good. Thank you. See you again next time. Bye bye.